This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. I believe it has become self-evident that the Republican Party is an organization that is opposed to consequence. If an opposite statement could be true, it could be said that they reward bad behavior, that not only do they elevate people who behave badly, poorly, reprehensibly, not only do they elevate them to lofty and honorable positions, but they punish those who act honorably and rightly. Donald Trump bragged on camera about sexually assaulting women and was elevated to the presidency of the United States, while Liz Cheney, who acts honorably relative to Donald Trump's incitement of an insurrection against the United States, she gets removed by the Republican Party from her committee assignments. From her leadership position, not her committee assignments. It is a backwards world, a bizarro existence, an alternate reality with Republicans. And we're here to see if the past behavior of Republicans is indicative of future results. Reading from this Politico article relative to the bad behavior, the alleged bad behavior of Corey Lewandowski, who we've already witnessed assaulting women, reporters on the campaign trail during the 2016 campaign. He's now being accused by a Republican donor. This isn't some bleeding heart liberal Democrat who's out to get Corey Lewandowski. This is a Republican, someone who gives of their blood and treasure to support the anti-American, anti-democracy causes of the Republican Party. Reading from this article, Corey Lewandowski made unwanted sexual advances. The longtime Trump aide harassed her at a charity event, a major Republican Party contributor alleges. A Donald Trump donor is accusing Corey Lewandowski, one of the president's longtime aides, of making unwanted sexual advances toward her at a Las Vegas charity event over the weekend. This just happened. Again, it must be reinforced this isn't a Democrat making allegations against Corey Lewandowski. This is a fellow Republican, someone who ostensibly agrees with the agenda of the Republican Party, the white supremacist agenda of the Republican Party. Trishelle Odom, the wife of Idaho construction executive John Odom, alleges that Lewandowski repeatedly touched her, including on her legs and buttocks, and spoke to her in sexually graphic terms. Odom said that Lewandowski stalked her throughout the evening. 4 people who were first-hand witnesses at the event corroborated Odom's allegations. 4 people who were there corroborate what they saw as what she is saying is accurate. This isn't a he said, she said, like the Republican loves to talk about, Republican Party loves to talk about. This is an event corroborated by witnesses. Politico also spoke with 2 people, one who was at the event and another who was not, who described conversations they had with Odom about the incidents immediately after they happened. This is also something that legal individuals, people in law enforcement, are going to want to have. Contemporary corroboration. Did she tell people immediately upon this happening? And it appears that she did. So we'll see if the Republican Party and Republicans will hold Corey Lewandowski accountable, or if they're going to turn their faces from this. Corey Lewandowski, who's still involved, he runs Donald Trump's PAC. Seems like birds of a feather stick together. Quote, on the evening of September 26th in Las Vegas, Nevada, I attended a dinner to support a charity and spend time with wonderful friends, Odom said in a statement to Politico. Quote, he repeatedly touched me inappropriately, said vile and disgusting things to me, stalked me, and made me feel violated and fearful, she says, referring to Lewandowski. I am coming forward because he needs to be held accountable, Odom continued. I am blessed to have a loving husband and family behind me. I want other women to know that you can be heard too, and together we can stop terrible things like this from happening. David Chestoff, a Las Vegas attorney representing Lewandowski, did not directly address the allegations. Quote, accusations and rumors appear to be morphing by the minute, and we will not dignify them with a further response, he said. Lewandowski, who did not respond to multiple requests for comment, has positioned himself as one of Trump's closest and most loyal advisors, and he will not let you forget it. It is something he talks about all the time. But what would we expect? What would she expect? Look, let me say this. No woman deserves to be degraded or spoken to like this. No woman deserves to be put in fear of sexual violence. No woman. It is why it is so curious that so many women fall within the Republican ranks, supporting a man, Lewandowski's boss, who made a career of that, threatening women, strong-arming women, grabbing women by their genitals because he was a celebrity. When you're a star, they let you do it. It's like a magnet. I just start kissing. Any woman who is in the Republican Party needs to have a gut check and think about the party that they are a member of, the leaders of the party that they're a member of. Continuing here, he positioned himself as one of Trump's closest and most loyal advisors, a role he has leveraged to gain access to top Republican donors and claim influence over the direction of the Republican Party. He was Trump's first presidential campaign manager in 2016, advised him during the presidency, and now is part of the circle of aides advising the former president. His duties now include steering a pro-Trump super PAC. Odom was one of about 24 major Republican donors at the Sunday dinner, which was held at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino's Benihana restaurant. Really classing it up at the Benihana. Odom was seated next to Lewandowski during the gathering, part of a 4-day conference held by Victoria's Voice Foundation, a charity devoted to combating substance abuse. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, to whom Lewandowski serves as an informal advisor, was also among the dinner's attendees. According to a statement provided by an Odom family attorney, Lewandowski allegedly remarked on the size of his genitalia, described his sexual performance, and showed Odom his hotel room key. After the incident, Odom told people that Lewandowski repeatedly spoke about sex while using expletives. Attendees also observed corroboration, contemporary corroboration. Attendees also observed Lewandowski growing physical with Odom. Quote, Mrs. Odom stated that over the course of the dinner, Mr. Lewandowski tried to hold her hand, and she pushed his hand away. He touched her leg, and she moved it away. He grabbed her napkin off her lap and tried to touch her leg again, and she pulled her dress over her leg to move his hand away and cover her skin, Odom's attorney wrote in the statement. He touched her back, and she tried to get away, the statement continued. He described an area where he was sore from a workout on the side of his butt, but he demonstrated this by touching her there on the upper side of her rear end. Lewandowski tried to touch her approximately 10 times, and Mrs. Odom always rebuffed him. Odom left the room, but was soon followed by Lewandowski, who remarked that she had a nice ass, according to the statement from her attorney, and another attendee who heard the comment. Lewandowski also, quote, threw his drink at Mrs. Odom, and it landed all over her shoe and the bottom of her dress, and called her stupid, her attorney stated. One event attendee who spoke with Politico said that Odom gave a detailed retelling of the incident afterward, describing how she grew fearful for her personal safety as Lewandowski described incidents of violence that took place earlier in his life. Odom and her husband are relative newcomers to the Republican donor scene, and she told the attendee that she felt intimidated by Lewandowski's claims that he has control over the former president's orbit and can determine the fate of those around Trump. This should come as no surprise. These allegations, I will say that to cover myself legally, because I believe this is in no way out of the realm of possible for Corey Lewandowski. We have seen his abusive behavior in the past. This lipless freak does not respect others, whether that be his deplorable behavior on the campaign trail, his reprehensible behavior on a litany of cable news shows. Corey Lewandowski is a wanton jerk-off who needs to be held accountable. We will soon see whether the Republican Party will do so. It is unlikely. This isn't just the wheels of justice need to turn, innocent until proven guilty. Save that for the courtroom. There are multiple witnesses who corroborate her allegations, who witnessed it in real time. There are multiple witnesses who were told about it contemporaneously as it happened. We will see whether the Republican Party follows their pattern and practice of elevating bad behavior, rewarding bad behavior, and punishing honorable behavior. What do you think, though? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me daily@dollemore.com. Thank you for your engagement. Thanks for liking. Clicking the like button is huge. I know you hear YouTubers talk about it. And I do it. I'm guilty of it myself. They say like, and I'm just, all right, keep going. Click the like button. Snap yourself out of just listening to my stupid voice and click the like button. Write a comment. Share this video with social media. I appreciate you very much. Follow me on social media, speaking of social media. And if I bring you value, if I bring you any kind of enjoyment or information, please consider supporting my work. You can do so by clicking the join button below the video here. Become a channel member for as little as $2 a month, or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, which is not just for the podcast, and you can support me there. Anyway, I love you guys. Be genuine. Take care of one another. I'll see you next time.